Hello everybody, welcome to my first week of what I like to call an update on me, which is just basically how I feel about the state of the world right now. You know, just a bit of a reflection on recent events. I am starting this week because I feel like there's been a lot of fucked up stuff going on recently, and in my life I'm not having the greatest time either, and I just kind of want to get my frustrations out to a camera, something, someone to talk to, even if it is no one really. So I thought, why the hell not start today? We are going to be looking at a few topics today. Main topics. Oh, that's annoying. One sec. Okay. Okay, we back? We are back. Topic number 1. Let's talk about the Grammys. I am a big music reviewer. There will definitely be a lot of music points on this podcast. My original idea was that I was going to talk about, music and albums that came out this week, but something else a lot bigger happened, which is the Grammys. So I thought instead I would talk about that. So that did happen. Kendrick Lamar, one of the best rappers of all time in my opinion, won 5 Grammys for the song Not Like Us, which of course, I'm all in on this topic, but kind of insane. And I think one of my favourite moments of the week was watching the entire crowd of the Grammys, which are all music creators and almost Drake's peers, all sing in unison A minor, which, basically puts the nail in the coffin for Drake. I never really liked Drake. I've always really liked Kendrick Lamar. I think his stuff is amazing and brilliant, and I think he is a perfect example of someone who you want to be when you're a rapper. So seeing this just absolutely made my week. I think that 100% that might be one of the best things that happened this week. What else really happened? We had Beyonce winning Album of the Year, which with Cowboy Carter, which she the first. This is a weird one. This is I think someone said the first black woman ever to win that category. Which, yeah, I guess. In terms of her competition was very tight. You had a lot of good albums. I mean, Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish was a phenomenal album, but Cowboy Carter was also phenomenal. However, Cowboy Carter, very long, 30 songs, something like that. I swear, it's 25 to 30 songs long. That's just way too much, I can't lie. So I probably would have preferred Billie Eilish to win, especially since she, loves this. She has gone out to say she loves this album so much. And, I think it does deserve recognition for what it is. It's not necessarily a bad album. It's not necessarily Billie Eilish's worst work. I think Bad Guy was extremely mediocre, but I think that some of the stuff on Hit Me Hard and Soft is amazing. I think she really came out of her comfort zone. So the fact that she didn't win anything is a bit upsetting. Post Malone got 8 nominations and won none of them, which is an extra 8 nominations which is now 18 nominations that he hasn't won an award for. And I am still very, very, very happy because I do not like any of Post Malone's stuff. In terms of other things, best rap album was given to Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal, which was a controversial pick for some, not for me, because of Metro Boomin and Future's, what's it called? Dude, I don't remember the name of the album. We Don't Trust You. We Don't Trust You was fine. It had, the big Kendrick moment. But other than that, I don't really care for it. I think it was a good album. Don't get me wrong, but I think that Doechii's album was just so much better, and I think it did deserve it. And as she said, third black woman ever, or third woman ever to win Best Rap Album, right behind Cardi B and another woman that I do not remember the name of, so I'm going to skip that part. Best New Artist was given to Chappell Roan, mostly because of her hit Good Luck Babe, and then the just plethora of songs that were basically dug up from 2020 to 2023. Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, which is such an amazing album in my opinion. You just had a lot of good stuff from Chappell Roan, and it could have gone to Charlie XCX because of Brat, but I think that Chappell Roan really was a good choice generally. Taylor Swift did not win anything this year, which is surprising. However, she seemed very supportive of her peers, probably because she has quite a few Grammys already, and she probably doesn't need many. I especially like the fact that there's this one image that's floating around on social media of Taylor Swift basically raising a glass to Kendrick Lamar during the speech, and I think that photo is so... I don't want to go back to this, but it proves that Drake is really just such a villain in the eyes of the music industry now. And he probably won't be coming back, I can't lie, especially after all of this that's happened, all of the crazy stuff that has happened over the past year, really. And I can't wait for next year's Grammys. But we're not done with this Grammys. I actually have one more thing to mention, and that is... I actually have two more things to mention. I just remembered. Pop vocal album, which I don't know what a pop non-vocal album is. I don't think I've heard one of those in the past year. But yes, best pop vocal album went to Sabrina Carpenter, short and sweet. Yeah, that's fair. It is, it's not my cup of tea. I'm personally not a big fan. But I think that generally Sabrina Carpenter made a good album, and I think that a lot of the hits on there were very good. I think Coincidence is a really good song. I think that Espresso is catchy and fun. The rest of it, I don't care for that much. I think it's good, but I don't care for it that much. It's not really my thing. I'm more of a rap / electronic person. I don't really listen to that sort of thing. And yeah, I think it's pretty fair that she got it. I also lied. I had 3 more things to talk about. The next thing I have to talk about is our yearly appearance of Kanye West, because we barely ever see him outside the studio. And it was not a good one this year. Much like the past 3 years, really. Kanye West has officially gone insane and gotten his wife to dress up for the Grammys in a completely see-through skirt or dress. It's a completely see-through dress, and nothing else. Meaning she was entirely on display for the entirety of 20 minutes until they left. Did they leave or did they get kicked out? I genuinely have no idea. I think that if they got kicked out, it's funny. If they just left, I think it's even funnier. But either way, Kanye West is completely off the deep end. There is absolutely no way that you can defend him. Yes, his music, his old music is good, but his new music is bad, and he is just a horrible person now, generally. He probably always was a horrible person. We just didn't see that because it was all behind the scenes. But now he's just talking, you know. Speaking of Kanye West, more recently, Kanye West has gone on a Twitter rant, as every good artist does, about how P. Diddy should be freed and he is a Nazi. You know, it if the goal is to defend Kanye, the main obstacle is Kanye. He's so, like, he doesn't care anymore. He's going to be hunted down by, like, everybody who has common sense. He's not. I mean, his views are insane. P. Diddy clearly is a bad person. The fact that he wants him to be freed is not surprising to me at all. And, yeah, just generally, I think that is it for Kanye. He's done. I will probably never listen to another public opinion from Kanye ever again. So, that is not it for the Grammys. There's one more thing. I keep forgetting. It just keeps piling on. The performances. The performances in the Grammys. Because these are the things that usually make or break the Grammys. You know, the awards are usually pretty bad. They were actually good this year. But the performances are usually horrendous. However, this year, they were good. I mean, Pink Pony Club, one of my favourite songs last year, was performed by Chappell Roan. And you can tell that Chappell Roan is a big hit because all of these popular big artists are singing her song to her in this one big moment. And all I can think is, wow, how crazy she has become this popular in what? 1 year. It's been 1 year. She made Good Luck Babe, and she became one of the most popular artists of our generation. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy that something like that can happen. You also had Espresso. No, Sabrina Carpenter didn't just do Espresso. She did sort of a jazzy remix of Espresso that then went into Please Please Please, that then went back into Espresso, and then the entire time it was being remixed. It was a reference to an old music video that I don't remember the name of the artist or the song, because I didn't care that much when I actually saw that. What else did you have? Doechie's performance was energetic, you know. It was very... you know what I mean. Yeah, it was energetic. It was good. I think that generally a pretty fine Grammy overall. There was a performance at the beginning that I was told wasn't very good, but I actually didn't tune in until Best Rap Album, so I didn't see that first one. But crazy, amazing, you know, great Grammys this year. That's insane. We actually had a good Grammys. We don't usually get that. From what I've heard, like I said, I only joined the sort of music space this year. Oh god. Yeah, what a insane year for the Grammys. Okay. New point. Alright, we're going to the next point. We are going to sort of move off of music, because music is a little less personal to me. It is obviously very personal to me. I listen to music all the time. It's one of my favourite things, really, ever. One of my favourite hobbies is to review music. You know, it's basically a part-time job for me at this point. Because I do it so often. I do it. I make sure to get like usually at least one album listened to and reviewed every single day. But it is a fun time for me because I love just listening into those little nuances every single day. Um, so I can talk about a little more about me. I am a student that is on my final year, and if you're not in Britain, you won't understand this, but I am going into my GCSEs this year, which is going to be a massive year for me. You know, I've got to really work hard, kind of hunker down, and that's why I want to get all of my opinions and thoughts out right now so that I can focus on that later instead of thinking about all this stuff that I have in my head. So, we're going to talk a little bit about procrastination because it is a problem I have and it is the reason I am even doing this in the first place. And I am doing this because I think it will help. Because my procrastination levels have been skyrocketing practically. I mean, it has been a pretty hard year for me finding out that if I don't lock down, do some serious revision, I am not going to get the grades I need to get into the school I need to I want to go to. Not that I need to go to, the school I want to go to. And I sort of just realised, hang on a second, I have to actually focus on this. So my problem is getting worse, actually. I don't know how that happened, but my problem is getting worse by the day. And actually, I've just realised that I never did a microphone test. Am I still recording my microphone? Yes, I am. That's good. The other test is making sure that I actually sound nice. But, oh well. So, generally, I will get a piece of homework or a piece of revision that my teacher's given to me to hand in at a later date, and I will go, oh, that's fine, I can do this now, I'll do it tomorrow. And I can't do that anymore. I have to make sure that I'm doing all of the homework and revision that I have to do. There's a piece of me that kind of wants to just leave the internet, but there's a piece of me that just wants to ignore all of my homework, and I have to make sure to listen to that piece, both those pieces equally. So I have to listen to the piece that's telling me to quit the internet, but I have to also listen to the piece that's telling me to ignore my homework and play games instead, because I need a good school life balance. And that's really difficult for me. It's one of the reasons I think I have ADHD, is because I just kind of don't do things. I get distracted easily. I'm very inattentive. I've been called slow by some of my teachers before because I wasn't paying attention. And, it's things like that where I'm just like, I need to stop doing this, but I can't. It's in my brain, it's a habit. I get distracted easily, and it's why I think I have ADHD. But obviously this is my procrastination. So I've been slowly moving away from the internet, and this is my next point. My slow separation from Discord, because I used to be very heavily on Discord, and wow, I needed to stop. I look back now at where I was, and I was just every single day I was talking to friends online. I was never getting stuff done. I was always playing games. And I just kind of realised I don't have that time at the moment. I needed to stop. And I did stop. This is the first time I've been successful at something like this. And it sort of gave me such a big confidence boost, because I was like, I can get my life sorted. This whole podcast and idea is one of the ways I'm trying to get my life sorted. Which I've already said, but, you know, I repeat myself a lot. But I just kind of think, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can do this. I can get some really good grades on my exams. And I'm working towards it. You know, I'm always working towards it. I'm probably gonna do some homework right after this. But yeah, no. Generally, I'm talking to my friends less, which kind of sucks. But you know, I'm still talking to them. I'm still doing music reviews and sending it to them. So generally, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm not dead. Which, you know, not surprising. But I am not. I'm not. Which is fun. So, with absolutely no good transition at all, I am going to talk about one of the video games that has still taken over my life. It is still something that, you know, I play on a daily basis, and that is The Binding of Isaac, which I love. The Binding of Isaac. It is by far one of my favorite, probably my favorite game of all time. It is so addicting and engaging, and it's so fun to get these crazy runs where I get these crazy items, but it's also really fun to get these runs that are slow and boring, and you're not very overpowered because you get through almost by the skin of your teeth. You know, you're trying to get something good. You usually don't get something good, but you know, it's just so fun. I've been going for my first Dead God. I'm currently in the middle of finishing all my Jacob and Esau marks. I have unlocked the Stairway, I've unlocked Red Stew. I'm trying to I don't really care which way I go, but I think I'm going to try and unlock Birthright first, because such a crazy item. You know, helps with nearly every character. Especially characters like Isaac, that get, like, these crazy things. And, you know, other characters. The Lost gets it. I've already finished all my marks as The Lost. But if I ever want to play The Lost, just generally, then I can. And yeah, what an amazing game. I think that some of the items and the story and the lore is crazy and descriptive, and it gets so deep at some point, and like, it's just such a crazy game. I love the game. I love it so much. But I think that it's too addicting. It's almost taken away my revision time, which is not something that I want. So I am going to try to play it a little less. However, I still probably will be playing it daily because love the game. Love it so much. I consider Friday my break day, and that is why I'm doing this on Friday. This might be uploaded on Saturday, can't lie, in case I don't get it done. But yes, Friday, my break day. I will probably play a lot of Isaac after this. Maybe a little revision as well, if because I have been kind of procrastinating that. There's a few more topics. This isn't the hour-long special I was hoping for, because I actually couldn't think of enough topics to do something like that. But half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, is pretty good long time. We're at 25 minutes now, I think. I went outside. Now, I know, I play video games and review music for a living. Going outside doesn't sound like something I do much. But last Friday, which technically, I'm counting it because I haven't done an episode before. But yes, last Friday, I went out with my friends and we kind of went around this trail, and one of my friends, let's call him Brad, is in love with this, or has a crush, or almost, they're basically dating at this point, let's be real, but he loves this woman. Let's call her Madeline. So Brad and Madeline, right? Feels so weird to say because it's not their actual names, but you're Brad and Madeline, and they're in love, and we're all, as a friend group, just being with them, and at some point we leave them alone. We leave them walking alone. We walk ahead, and I still don't know really what happened, but my feet hurt after that. And, it was very taxing. I did it for my friends. I don't think I would have ever done that, but it is the first time I've ever gone out, properly walked for, 2 hours, and it felt refreshing. It felt good to do. And it's why I might do it more. I might just go out sometimes, take a walk around my hometown, because why not? It's like, I don't have to be like this all the time. I don't have to be inside talking to a camera, playing games all the time. And, I think it'd be a very refreshing experience for me, which sounds weird because of how my entire life has played out. And speaking of going outside kind of links to exercise. So, we're going to move on to this next topic about myself. This is something that I could only address on the first episode because this has been a problem in my life for, years now. I'm fat. There's no way around it. I'm fat. I'm not obese, but I am overweight. I believe my BMI is slightly over for my age group. I can't do much about that. I can't exactly, go, well, time to just get, thinner, because of my eating habits and the fact I don't really do exercise. However, I am planning on doing a little more exercise. I'm thinking, Tuesdays and Thursdays is probably the best days to do them. I have weights at home, and I will probably do a few sets of, weights, I guess, reps with the arms, whatever. I don't really know all the technical terms, because like I said, I have exercised. I was about to say I've never exercised a day in my life. I have exercised, but I've done it very casually, and I gave up after about a week, so, but I do have personal weights at home. I will try to do that a little more. And, I just wanted to mention that on here. Just be like, I'm hoping to get a little thinner, because this podcast is about me. That's the whole point. Is I'm supposed to be talking about me, so I'm going to talk about me. Recently, I have had to make a pretty tough decision, and that is what I'm going to be doing in school for the next 2 years. I'm a very big computer person, obviously. I love the software and the hardware side. I love all sides. So computer science and maths were my 2 A-level options. Americans, you won't understand this. I had to choose a third one. And it was between psychology and economics. Now, the decision at first seems obvious. Choose economics. It goes so well with maths, and computer science can help with economics. But psychology was just such an interesting pick to me. You know, I looked at it and I thought, wow, that's really cool. You know, I want to learn more about this. And in the end, I chose economics, which I don't regret. I probably won't regret that decision, I can't lie. It probably was the right decision, the right step for me to take. But either way, I would have been happy. And that is one of the hardest decisions to make, is when you will be happy either way, because you still have to make it. And you're going to regret some of it. You know, oh, I'm really happy here, but I could have been doing this, and I would have been really happy there as well. You know, did I make a mistake? And that thought, and, you know, I am the worst person with that kind of thing. That thought will probably be in my mind for the rest of my life. I'll probably be like, yeah, but I could have taken psychology. I'm sure it won't matter. But, yeah. Now, a few more things. There are 2 more things on the agenda. The current state of video gaming. You know, that's a bad way to start that. So, video games, you know, were big last year. You had your Elden Ring DLC, you had I believe, one of, if not the... No, it can't have been. I'm pretty sure Celeste was an option for Game of the Year one year. But we had yet another indie game on Game of the Year. Crazy, because a lot of the Game Awards years have just been big AAA games that everyone knows. But this year we actually got Balatro, which, first of all, amazing roguelike, love it so much. And, you know, big year for indie games, right? Because Balatro was nominated for Game of the Year. It didn't win, but it sort of brought indie games into the limelight again. It brought them popularity in a space where they didn't have that much popularity. And a lot of people were saying, I had no idea what this was before the Game Awards. And then I tried it out, and I got addicted, and I realised that this is a really good game. And it just makes me think, wow, people don't know about this game. I thought everyone knew about this game. And it made me realise just how big the world is. But this year, we haven't had anything yet. Which, obviously, I'm not complaining. It's only February. Video games that have come out recently haven't really been big. I don't think I've... voice crack. I don't think I've really ever seen such a bland first month. And usually something happens, but we got the Nintendo Switch 2, which kind of looks fine. Elden Ring Nightbrain was announced to come out this year, which I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it feels like they're milking the big Elden Ring cow. You know, that one picture of the skinny cow and the guy with all the buckets going, "Good morning, sunshine." And it's a big thing, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really think I want it to happen, to be honest. However, it might be a good survival game. It just feels like they made a completely different game and just kind of slapped the name Elden Ring on it in order to get more sales. It feels like they really are milking this Elden Ring cow. And I think that generally I shouldn't care that much because I'm not going to buy the game anyway. What else? The new Mario Kart, considering I talked about Nintendo Switch 2. The new Mario Kart looks a bit cartoony, a bit fun. I think it's going to be fun. I from what we've seen, it looks pretty fun. But we will just have to find out because that won't happen for a while. I can't lie. I think it's coming up this year. Is there anything else? Is there anything I missed in terms of gaming? I don't think there is. In terms of me, I've been playing more Binding of Isaac. I've been moving away from Geometry Dash, which obviously makes sense. But, you know, I always knew there was going to be a point where I move away from that game. It's a great game, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't feel like a sort of forever game. However, I might come back. Maybe. Now, the final part, which I sort of stole this. This will probably be in every single episode, but I sort of stole this from Shut Up, I'm Talking, the Jack Manifold and Tommy Innit podcast. Worst moment of the week. Obviously, I'm doing this last. They always do it first, but my point still stands. I did steal it. And generally, I couldn't really think of much this week. I didn't have a bad week. So, instead I'm going to talk a little bit about my mental break, which was tough. It was tough. I mean, basically, there's this girl in class, you know, I like her all. Oh, I'm gonna crush on someone. I've talked to her, she's really nice, you know. She seems like such a nice person, and there was a point where I thought, God, I am an awkward mess. No one would ever want to go out with me. And this week, I have broken myself out of that mentality. Which, this week has been a big week for me. It's been sort of my separation from Discord. I know I am using Discord to show when I'm talking and not talking, but that I am on a private server that is literally just me in it, so that doesn't count. Yeah, I had to get past that, and I did, but it was tough to do, and it was probably my worst moment of the week because I just kind of had to do it, you know? Like, I just kind of had to think, no, people like me. People around school like me. I had to get my friends to kind of reassure me a little. I kind of asked them, do you think people actually like me? Like, outside of the friend group. And they were like, yeah, you're not, like, a bad person. You're generally nice to people. I am a bit of an awkward mess. But I accept that. I accept that I'm a little awkward because I have social anxiety. But everyone has a little social anxiety. What am I going to do about that? Oh well. But yeah, worst moment of the week was definitely getting past that. And that is it. I have run out of material to talk to. We are at a comfortable for 39 minutes. So this outro will definitely take us to 40. You can find me on Twitch, PRTL3. You can find me... Where else can you find me? You can find me on YouTube, however you probably won't. I will probably put a link to YouTube in the description because I can do that. I can't link to outside stuff. But I can link to my YouTube on YouTube. That's not how that works. You won't be able to... ignore that whole rant. This will be uploaded to my YouTube. Where else can you find me? Probably nowhere, to be fair. Join a Discord. It's in the Twitch description, so you would have to find my Twitch to do that. But at PRTL3 on Twitch, and I will probably see you next week. This has been me, and I have updated you on that very topic. The topic being me. I will see you all later.